everyone, my name is Johan Steyn. I'm the Special Interest Group Chair for AI and Robotics with the IITPSA. I'm also the Chair of the Gauteng Chapter. I work in consulting for an audit firm, and my interest is really the societal impact of smart technologies like RPA and AI. So I write weekly in Business Day, monthly for Brainstorm and others, but I'm really passionate about this, not the tech as such, but really how it's going to impact our world and the world of our children. The smart technology era is impacting everything we do. We're talking about things like the brain-computer interface technology, which is no longer science fiction. We're talking about this cyber-physical world where more and more devices can be implanted in human beings, and a lot of that can do good if we think of brainstem injuries, Alzheimer's and the like. But what about privacy? What about, on the one hand, reading my thoughts, but also influencing my thoughts? Imagine what that would do to democracy, for instance. But some of that is, even though it's a reality already, it's still 5 or 10 years away from mainstream influence. However, think of every smartphone we use, and almost all of us do. It's infused with artificial intelligence technology. The privacy, the fact that the Google and Facebook and your mobile phone provider knows exactly where you are at any given time, who you associate with, what apps you access, and so forth. So we definitely should not fear this technology. We should be realistically, if I could say, pessimistic about it, or optimistic if you would. But if you don't embrace it, and if you fear it, you're definitely not going to learn, and that's just human nature. So when it comes to the particular industry you work in, and this applies to everyone, honestly, from plumbers to auditors, technology is going to impact the way we work. It can either replace us, or we can learn how to utilize it to make us better at our jobs. But don't think because you don't work in technology or in AI, or all these other things for that matter, I might just be a receptionist, for instance, or whatever. Automation technology, AI technology will impact the way you work. As technology professionals, the topic around ethics and privacy is really important. The more so now that we have technology that can track where we go and what we do. Privacy is kind of a nice concept to talk about, but now it's more real than ever before, because you can no longer just, like when my dad went to work back in the day, they could say, okay, you got to work this time and then you left that time. My employer, if they are not ethical about it, can know exactly where I go, what I do. They can record what I'm speaking about on the phone, and who I am associating with, and imagine what the government can do. Now, with human nature, and like we've often heard, power corrupts. We are giving our governments and organizations like Google and Facebook incredible control over ourselves. So it's not just the letter of the law, the POPIA or the GDPR legislation. It's also about the spirit of the law. The big topic here is biases. In all data sets, there's biases. We've seen it in facial recognition that struggles with recognizing female faces or people of darker skin tones. I often joke, tongue-in-cheek, because it's created by a bunch of white guys in Silicon Valley. But in all the data we use, whether it's for our internal operations or especially for our clients, we have to make sure that the team that deals with that data is of different genders, different orientations, different ethical backgrounds. Because if we are all the same, we are naturally blinded to the biases in our data set. So I would say as an IT professional, be aware of these things. Be aware that we all have blinders on our eyes, and that's okay, it's human nature. But surround yourself with people that maybe have different blinders that can show you your own blind spots. Ethically, why it's important? Because everything we do these days in this space impacts the lives of people. So it's no longer a luxury to say we want to be ethical. It is imperative that we are.